You chose that haircut because you thought it would be practical, maybe even a little polished. And somewhere along the way, something shifted. It started feeling like it was wearing you instead of the other way around. That's not a small thing. The wrong hairstyle doesn't just sit there quietly. It changes how people read you before you've said a single word. Here's what most women don't realize. Certain cuts and styling choices that felt safe or classic have a way of visually compressing the face, flattening the features, and telegraphing age in ways that have nothing to do with your actual bone structure, your skin, or how you carry yourself. The hair is doing the talking, and it's saying the wrong things. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50, so you get real results, fast. In this video, I'm walking you through 4 hairstyles that are quietly adding years, and exactly what to do instead. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week, and you don't want to miss what's coming. Part 1. The chin length bob with a blunt cut line. Here's something that surprises most women when they first hear it. A perfectly straight blunt cut bob at chin length is one of the most aging haircuts a woman over 50 can wear. And it's usually chosen because it seems clean and professional. The logic makes sense on the surface. But what a blunt line at the chin actually does is draw the eye directly to the widest, lowest part of your face, the jaw and the jowl area. It frames that zone with a hard horizontal line. And visually, that's the last place you want attention directed. It's not that your jaw looks bad. It's that the cut is functioning like an arrow pointing at it. When you're in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, the face changes in a specific way. Not in a way that makes you less beautiful, but in a way that means you need different geometry from your hair. Volume and movement at the cheekbones and temples create lift. A hard horizontal line at the jaw does the opposite. It pulls everything down visually, and no amount of confidence or makeup fully overrides it because it's happening at the structural level of the cut. The fix is a textured, piecewise lob, longer than a traditional bob, landing just below the jaw or at the collarbone, with internal layers that create movement. Not blunt, not heavy at the ends. The key instruction to give your stylist is this: disconnect the ends. That means the perimeter of the cut is slightly uneven, slightly textured rather than cut in one clean horizontal sweep. This breaks up the weight line completely. What changes immediately is where your eye travels when you look at the face. Instead of landing on the jaw, it moves upward toward the cheekbones, toward the eyes, toward the upper face. The whole portrait shifts. People describe women who make this change as looking more awake, more vital, lighter somehow. That's not imagination. That's what happens when the visual weight of the haircut stops sitting at the wrong latitude on the face. The difference you're looking for in the chair is actually quite simple to describe. If you hold a piece of your hair at the ends and the edge is perfectly even, like it was cut with a ruler, ask for point cutting or texturizing instead. That one technical adjustment takes a cut from heavy and blunt to airy and modern in the same session. You don't need a completely different haircut. You need a different finishing technique on the one you already have. Maintenance is once every 8 to 10 weeks to keep the ends from building up weight again. The moment they start feeling thick and dense at the bottom is the moment the cut starts aging you again. Stay ahead of that, and the lob keeps doing its job. Before, chin length blunt bob, hard horizontal line, visual weight pulling down toward the jaw. After, textured disconnected lob, soft ends, visual lift moving upward toward the cheekbones and eyes. That's a different face in the mirror. Same woman, completely different impression. And the next hairstyle that quietly ages you is one most women have never questioned even once, because it looks perfectly neat. That's exactly the problem. Part 2. Over-teased volume at the crown and flat sides. There's a piece of hair advice that circulated for decades, still does in a lot of salons, that goes something like this. If your hair is fine or thinning, tease the crown for volume. Lift it up, spray it in place. What this advice missed is how teasing specifically reads on women over 50. The result almost always looks dated in a very precise way. It anchors the look in a specific era rather than placing it in the present. And culturally, hair that reads as coming from a particular decade of the past does something visual to the whole person wearing it. It makes time visible. What nobody tells you is that teasing creates the appearance of more hair, but actually emphasizes thinness. When you tease the roots and then press the hair downward with spray, You're compacting the strands rather than separating them. The surface looks high, but the hair underneath loses definition and texture entirely. Up close, and in video, in photographs, in real conversation, it reads as sparse and stiff simultaneously. That's a very specific combination that reads as aged regardless of the face wearing it. The fix isn't to abandon volume at the crown. It's to build volume differently. The technique that actually works is a diffused root lift. Either using a volumizing mousse applied at the root before blow-drying, or using a round brush to dry the hair away from the scalp at the root, then releasing it. The result is soft volume that moves. It has dimension from root to midshaft rather than stiff height at the surface. Here's the part that changes how you're seen. When hair moves, the face looks younger. That's not a metaphor. When the hair is static, the eye registers it as one object. When it has movement and separation, the hair frames the face dynamically, which reads as vitality. Stylists know this. The question is why so many clients are still being given the old advice instead of this one. The styling instruction that makes the biggest difference is this. After applying your mousse or volumizing spray at the root, flip your head forward and diffuse with low heat for 30 to 45 seconds before standing back upright. That technique sets volume at the root without compressing it. When you stand up, the hair settles into soft lift rather than stiff height. That alone changes the character of the style completely. One more thing worth saying here. The moment your hair looks like it doesn't move, it costs you something. You can have immaculate skin and perfect posture, and if the hair is stiff and sealed, the whole picture reads as effortful in a way that pulls age into the frame. Ease is what looks modern. Not loose or undone, just alive. Before, teased sprayed crown volume, flat compressed sides, stiff silhouette. After, diffused soft root lift, movement throughout, hair that frames rather than sits. One change at the blow dryer and the whole portrait updates. Now the third hairstyle that ages you. And this one is going to sting a little because it's the cut that everyone always said looked polished. Part 3, the severe short pixie with close cropped sides. Most women who got a severe cropped pixie, the kind with the sides cut very close and the top kept short and flat, got it from a place of confidence. It felt like a decision. Strong, simple, done. And it can be all of those things. But there's a version of the pixie that stops working specifically for women over 50, and it's when the sides are cut so close and the top so flat that the silhouette becomes a perfect oval. Or worse, a perfect circle. Here's why that matters. A round silhouette at the head emphasizes the rounding that naturally happens to the face as we age. Volume shifts downward. The oval of youth, longer than it is wide, softens and broadens. A haircut that creates another round shape on top of an already softened face shape doubles the effect. It doesn't frame the face. It extends it. The fix is still a pixie, but a directional one. Volume on top, not flat. Length at the top of the crown that can be swept or pushed slightly forward and to the side, creating a diagonal rather than a dome. The sides can stay short, but there should be a gradual taper rather than a close fade, so the silhouette flows rather than pops. Ask your stylist specifically for a pixie with height at the crown and a textured top. That exact combination gives you the directional sweep you need. What that height does is elongate the visual impression of the face. The eye travels upward. The face reads longer and more sculpted. This is the same principle that makes a heel work. It changes proportion by adding a vertical line. The directional pixie does this for the face purely through placement of volume. I once had a woman in her early 60s tell me she felt invisible after her pixie. She'd had the same close-cropped shape for years and couldn't figure out why it stopped feeling right. One session with a stylist who added 2 inches of length at the crown and switched the silhouette from round to elongated. She said people started looking at her differently within a week. Not in a dramatic way. Just, the eye contact came back. That's what proportion does. The maintenance on a directional pixie is slightly more frequent than on a blunt bob or a lob. About every 6 to 7 weeks, because once the crown length drops below a certain point, it loses its ability to sweep in your back to the dome. Keep that appointment and the cut keeps working. One styling note. A pea-sized amount of light pomade or cream worked through the top before sweeping it into direction makes the whole thing hold without stiffening. Not hairspray. Hairspray returns you to the sealed, stiff problem you're trying to leave behind. A cream gives movement and hold at the same time. Before, severe close-cropped pixie, round dome silhouette, visual weight sitting flat across the head. After, directional textured pixie with crown height, elongated silhouette, face reads lifted and sculpted. Same category of cut. Completely different visual outcome. The last hairstyle we're covering is the one that might actually surprise you most, because it's not about the cut at all. It's about something almost no one thinks to look at. Part 4. Hair parted dead center with no variation. A center part feels neutral, symmetrical, balanced. That's actually the problem. The human face is not symmetrical. And this is not a flaw, it's what makes a face interesting and alive. When you part your hair dead center, you create a mirror effect on both sides of the face that actually highlights asymmetry rather than hiding it, because your eye is invited to compare the two halves directly. More importantly, a center part pulls everything straight down on either side. There's no diagonal, no sweep, no lift. Everything moves downward, including the visual impression of your features. After 50, when the face has naturally softened and the brow line has dropped even slightly, a center part removes any upward energy from the frame entirely. The pull is entirely gravitational. The fix is a deep side part, not a moderate side part, a genuinely deep one. Starting close to the temple on one side, sweeping across the crown to the other. This one adjustment does several things simultaneously. It creates a diagonal line across the top of the head, which draws the eye upward and across rather than straight down. It creates asymmetry in the frame, which reads as modern and alive. And it creates natural volume on the heavier side of the part, because that section of hair is fuller and has direction. It moves rather than falls. Here's what shifts in how you're perceived. A deep side part adds what stylists call face framing directionality. That sounds technical, but it means the hair is actively working to lead the eye toward your strongest features rather than sitting passively. Women who switch from a center part to a deep side part are regularly told they look like they've changed something. Their makeup, their skin, their energy, when the only actual change is 12 centimeters of parting position. To find your best deep part, wet your hair or section it dry with a tail comb, and try 3 positions. 1 inch in from your natural hairline on the left, 1 inch in on the right, and directly above the arch of one eyebrow on the dominant side. The arch of the eyebrow position is almost universally flattering on women over 50, because it follows the natural lift of the facial bone structure. Try each one in the mirror with your hair pushed loosely into its natural fall. You'll know immediately. One position will make your eyes look larger and your cheekbones more prominent. Once you find it, the styling is simple. A light hold mousse or a volumizing spray on the fuller side, blow-dried with a round brush rolling upward and away from the face, sets the directional volume in place. You're not adding bulk, you're adding movement and lift in a specific direction. That's the difference between hair that looks heavy and hair that looks alive. The part is also one of those things you can change today. No appointment, no product, no investment. Just a comb and a different starting point. And the change in the mirror happens in about 60 seconds. Before, dead center part, everything falling symmetrically downward, no directional energy in the frame. After, deep side part above the eyebrow arch, diagonal lift across the crown, face framing volume on the fuller side. For hairstyle changes, and not one of them requires starting over or doing anything drastic. The next step is just deciding which one you're trying first. You just got 4 specific hairstyle fixes that most women go years without hearing. And now you know exactly what to ask for, exactly what to change, and exactly why it works. The blunt line, the teased crown, the flat dome pixie, the center part, those aren't random choices. They're habits. And habits change in a single appointment, or even just in front of your own mirror. Which of these 4 is the one you recognized yourself in? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and your answer might be the next video. Next week I'm covering the specific makeup habits that undo everything a great haircut just did for you. And a few of them are going to surprise you. Don't miss it. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.